ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਆਗੂ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਹਿੱਲ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੇਲ ਅਤੇ ਗੈਸ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਬਾਕਸ ਸਟੋਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਾਧੂ ਲਾਭ ਟੈਕਸ ਪ੍ਰਸਤਾਵਿਤ ਦਾ ਵਿਸਥਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਅਪੀਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ।
The Liberals have proposed in the past election campaign to put a surtax on the profits, on the excess profits of big banks and insurance companies. They saw that big banks, like we did, were making tremendous profits, and that in light of that, they should be contributing their fair share. We're saying implement that tax as you had promised to do, and then expand that to include oil and gas companies and corporate grocery stores, big box stores that are making record profits off this difficult time. That's our plan. That let's tax these companies that are exploiting people and reinvest that into supporting people that need it most. And that's what we're hoping to do. We've seen the cost of living continue to rise on top of the already high pressures of the pandemic, a global war, and we're seeing the cost of living increase to the point that families are really struggling. And I had an opportunity to speak to a lot of these families over the break week, over the constituency week. Spoke with families that are struggling with the cost of gas going up because they work in retail and in delivery, and it costs them more to literally work. Spoke with families that are worried about what they purchase in the grocery store. And one of the stories I heard was a family that has to put down groceries. You know, going through the aisle, they had to put down things they would normally purchase for their kids, for their family, because they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford it in their budget because the cost of living is going up. We know that there are some people that benefit from that. There are companies, there are large corporations that are going to profit off the cost of living going up. And there are people that are hurt by it. Families are hurt by it. Working people are hurt by it. And so what we're proposing in our plan is that shouldn't it be that those that are exploiting people, that are making excess profits off of this difficult time, actually have to pay their fair share and have to contribute back towards making life more affordable for people? Shouldn't that be the role of government? I don't accept that government can't do anything in the face of companies that are exploiting people. In fact, that is the role of government. Companies will exploit people. Companies will, if allowed to, continue to raise the prices of goods and services. Governments have to provide some way. We would be firmly against that. We believe that the right thing to do right now is to get back to the negotiating table. There is a strong, important role of workers being able to raise concerns and to be able to use their ability to strike as a way to raise concerns. And when back to work legislation is used so cavalier, we believe it should never be used, but when it's used in a cavalier way, what happens is then employers don't have any interest in negotiating with workers. It makes for worse work conditions, and it makes for an undermining of the workers' ability to negotiate fair wages and fair work conditions. So absolutely think that this is not at all appropriate to bring back to work legislation, and that instead there should be pressure applied on the employer to return to the negotiating table and to work out a deal with